Alright guys, this is where I come clean and I bring some complete transparency to you. This is my journey and I know everyone is different, so always take what I say with a grain of salt. I had been eating this one ingredient for some time now, and some of you in the comments, you kept telling me it was bad and you had your reasons, justified, totally, but I felt okay eating it. Or so I thought. It's kind of interesting the way it happened. I didn't stop eating it all of a sudden because I felt sick or I felt any symptoms, nothing like that. I actually didn't even notice the symptoms because they were quite mild. In hindsight, the symptoms appeared gradually and kind of stayed for a while. So maybe I got used to it and the way I was feeling became my baseline. I share this video in complete honesty, not to tell you what to do. I share with you in case that you're going through something similar. Perhaps you will find some value in this video. Or maybe you're eating this one ingredient and everything is dandy and fine, which is great, but perhaps a few months down the line, things will change and this video will resonate then. So let's get into it. Let's come clean. So both Danny and I moved into a new apartment. And when we moved, I didn't want to bring with us food that was nearing its end. I kind of wanted to bring minimal things, only the necessities. So I had a little bit of this one ingredient left, so I left it with my dad. I left the raw honey at my dad's. A month went by with no honey. We were feeling great, not really craving it, not thinking about it, life was good. And mind you, prior to the move, we were eating honey almost every day. I was eating honey every day. I had also quit coffee during that time, and to curb that addiction, I started drinking this mushroom tea blend, adding an egg yolk in there and a little bit of honey. So that was every day for at least a month. So this is where I kind of have to take some personal accountability and say that with foods that contain sugar, like fruit, like honey, it can become a slippery slope. It's true. You start off in a very controlled manner. Okay, I'm only gonna have a little bit, maybe every few days, maybe once a week, maybe once a month. That's how it starts. And then you find yourself craving the sugar every day. So for me, the honey became that to a certain extent. Guilty. But as soon as we went without it for that 1 month, I intrinsically felt like this was a good idea. We need a break. Let's not buy any more. We're moving. We'll buy some when we crave it. So now fast forward to 2 weeks ago, we bought some honey. We had a few tablespoons each, and the next morning we woke up messed up, tired, groggy. My eyes were so puffy, like my eyelids, the bottom of my eyes, the top, puffiness. And I also had a lot of eye crust. Like I woke up in the morning and I was just like, damn, what is going on? We both felt like garbage. So we were thinking immediately, okay, what did we eat yesterday? We ate only meat that day. So the only factor in the equation that stood out was the honey. Mind you, it was the same honey that we always buy, raw, local, unpasteurized. Maybe it was a bad batch, who knows? But I feel like that's not the case. This is the part that I really want you to pay attention to. I'm not saying honey is bad. I still love it. I still think there are benefits. I still think in moderation it can be fine if your body can tolerate it. But I think the problem lies in the quality of the honey. Sure, a company can label a honey organic, local, raw, unpasteurized. But what most people don't know is that a lot of the honey on the market globally has glyphosate residue. For those that don't know, glyphosate was discovered by a Swiss pharmaceutical chemist, Dr. Henry Martin, in the 1950s, and was later purchased by Monsanto. It is a pesticide, essentially a chemical compound that is used to kill pests. It has been classified as a probable human carcinogen, and it has definitely entered our food supply chain in various ways. such as through direct application, so it's sprayed directly on the food, or through air drift, so blowing in the wind, or through the water, or through contamination during harvesting and processing, and carried by animals, in this case, bees. So glyphosate is not applied to the beehive, thank God, but it's found around where bees live, visit, and forage. Since bee and agricultural activities happen together, glyphosate can easily be carried over to the beehive's contaminating honey supply. There's a study that was done in Philadelphia and it don't look good. They found glyphosate in 45.5% of honey in the market marked as organic. So what's my point with all of this? My point is that sometimes labeling can be misleading. Sure, they're being honest to a certain extent, but they're also keeping some of the truth away. Cool, the honey is raw, local. Sure, that sounds great. Seems like a good deal. But what about the use of pesticides? I mean, I could definitely try to call up the company and investigate and ask them questions, but my gut tells me that maybe it's time to put the honey down. At least until I have access to a certified glyphosate-free honey. And they do exist. I kind of always knew this in the back of my mind, but sometimes, for whatever reason, we push the boundaries until our body tells us no more. And maybe what seems to others like minor symptoms, okay, great, you woke up with puffy eyes and feeling tired, no big deal. To me, it is a big deal because when I eat meat, when I stick to what makes me feel good, I wake up good, and that's how I want to wake up. So even a small, insignificant symptom, to me, I know that it comes from the food, so I have, to make a little tweak here and there. So this is how we learn the lesson. And I think I'm off the honey for a while. I mean, if I go out and, I'm at my friend's house and they're serving some kind of food that I can eat, and there's honey and somehow it touches my lips, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to sweat about it. But in terms of purchasing honey and eating it on a weekly or daily basis, I think I'll pass. So of course, I'm not 100% sure that the honey that I ate has glyphosate. But my spidey senses brought me to this conclusion because I live in a country that is notorious for pesticide use. It's a shame, but it's also a great opportunity to refine and make better food choices. If you're fortunate enough to have access to certified glyphosate-free or pesticide-free honey, I envy you. But I think for now, having gone without it for a month and just feeling so great and then eating it one night and waking up feeling so crappy, I think I'm okay. So I hope you guys learn from my mistakes. As I always say, I will always be transparent with you, nothing to hide. There's no shame here, just sharing my journey. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day.